Okay, done. So what we are dealing with are pivot points. These are vital price levels used in technical analysis to identify support and resistance areas in trading. They basically help to identify support and resistance areas in trading. So they are very important because they help traders who trade what we call the spot market. And that's what we do. Okay, they help. What we are dealing with are pivot points. These are all right. Sorry for that. Okay. So they help traders who trade what we call spot markets to identify patterns. The importance is calculated. Now, this is how it is calculated. It is calculated using what we call the previous, not this, the previous day's low, the previous day, it's high, it's low, and the close of prices. So pivot points, they look at what was the lowest point the previous day, what was the highest point the previous day, and what was the closing price of the previous day, to provide traders with crucial points in decision making. Let me give an example. The high of Bitcoin, let us say, the high of Bitcoin was $60,000. Pay close attention. And the low price of Bitcoin yesterday was $58,000. No. Let me start from this. The high was $60,000. The low was $58,000. And when the day ended, the close of BTC was $59,500. Pay close attention. Now, what are pivot points? PPP. PPP stands for pivot points. Now, pivot points is the high plus the low plus the close, all of this divided by 3. So what I'm saying is it is $60,000 plus 58 plus 59,500 divided by 3, which means it will be 59,66.67. So this will be the pivot point. Follow closely. Now, when you look at this indicator, like you are going to see, it will have the pivot. Then from the pivot, it will have resistance 1. Then it will have resistance 2. Then it will have resistance 3. Then below, it will have support 1. Then it will have support 2. Now, how are these support 2, support 1? Now you have understood how pivot. Pivot equals the high plus the low plus the close divided by 3. Now, what is support 1? Now, support is 2 times pivot point minus the high, which is 2 times 59,500 minus the high, which was 60,000, which will give us the support to be at 59. Then what is support 2? Support 2 is pivot point minus in bracket high minus low, which is the pivot point, which is 59,500 minus the 60 minus $58,000, which was the low, which means the support 2 will be at 57,500. Then how do they calculate? Times pivot point minus the low. This was minus the high, which means resistance will be at 61,000. Then how do they calculate resistance 2? Resistance 2 is pivot point plus high minus low. What's happening? I'm touching certain point up here. Minus low, which is 59,500 plus 60 minus 58, which will make it at $61,500. So that is the mathematics of how pivot points are calculated. I know I've taken little time, but it's being recorded. While pivot points can offer valuable insights in the market dynamics, they are most effective in markets with the clear trends. You're going to use pivot points in markets that have clear trends and define the support. Don't put these pivot points on a ranging market. So there must be a defined support and what? And resistance. But may be less reliable in low volatility markets. If the market volatility is low, you don't see high momentum in the market, pivot points may not be valid. Now, when using pivot points, one of the most important reasons to use, we have what we call pivot breakouts. Like we are going to see when the a green candle closes above it and it breaks the pivot point, that is an entry. We are going to talk about, I think on Monday, we shall talk about pivot bounce. What do you do? Then we are going to talk about pivot ranging strategies. Now, simple. Let me not confuse. Let me put in the indicator because of time. Let me put in the indicator because of time. We already late, so let me move fast. Okay. Now, let me say we come here on indicators. Sorry, indicator. And we write in pivot points. It's the name. So it is here, pivot point standard. You tap on it once, it gets in your screen. So you see, this is the indicator. Like I've said, it is using the previous day. So this from here, you see this line that separates. Can you see this line that separates this one? This is a day, another day, another day. Can you see that? Give me one in the chat if you can see that. There is a non-seen line that separates the days. Can you see? Okay, a non-seen line that separates the days. It is here, it is here. Now, this is support 1, this is support 2. This is the pivot. This is the pivot here. This is the resistance 1, this is the resistance 2. Once, this is what we call the pivot bounce. This is what is happening here. Sorry, this is support. The market is being supported here. And so, if all goes well, we expect this coin to move from this support to the pivot. Give me a 2 in the chat if you have understood that. We expect the market to move from this support to the pivot. Okay, good. And once it closes above the pivot, we now expect it to move to the resistance. Let me find another coin. to save my time and energy. Now, I would advise, I'm not going to go into details. When you get the indicator, come and tap on this setting. Come and tap on this setting and change this tradition to Fibonacci. I will explain next week. Okay, I will explain this next week. Also, come and reduce these resistances. These are many. Support 5, remove it. Resistance 5, resistance 4, and leave up to around resistance 3. Okay. You tap on the setting. Never forget to press OK. And use what we call. Now, let me find a good coin. Index. Huh? Huh? Can you see? Once there was a breakout and a test candle, at the close of the test candle, enter, get out at resistance. Give me one in the chat if that is clear. Pivot point is very crucial. Like we shall be able to see that you don't use it alone. For example, now here you need to put in like the stochastic RSI, but I expect it to move from here. Now get back to this. I don't know if I'm trying to explain. Let me go to Litecoin because it is a coin that has momentum. Do you see what I'm talking about here? Now this one is called pivot breakout. What you see here is called pivot breakout. Once it breaks the pivot, you enter and get out at resistance. That's why you remember the signal I gave for it. Who remembers the signal for it yesterday? If you remember the signal for it that I gave, I came here, looked at my pivot point. I say this coin has already made a pivot breakout. Like it or not, it's going to deliver, and I gave you a 2% of lead because I looked at where the pivot is and where the resistance is, and you see, I just measured from here to my resistance. Shauri yako, and it delivered. So pivot points are very, very important. So this one is the first strategy of trading. It is called pivot breakout. So it has broken the pivot. It is going to the resistance. So once you find this coin on support, you can go take to pivot, but make sure this coin has good momentum. Don't go and trade on coins that are sleeping. If they are not volatile, leave them. You will suffer. I want to repeat my statements. I've said that while pivot points can give insights in the market dynamics, they are most effective in markets with trends that are clear. UCXAI. They must be clear. And they may be less reliable. You look at render. They might be less reliable on markets with low volatility. But once it has volatility, enter. Am I clear? For example, you see, this is resistance. You enter at this resistance 1, you get out at resistance 2. You enter again when it breaks resistance 2, you get out at resistance 3. Once it hits resistance 3, leave that coin. It is in the oversold area. It is the same thing. This is leave the coin to go. You are not its blazer. Like Bitcoin is about to give us more money. From resistance 2, it is going back up here to resistance 3. Once it hits resistance 3, leave it to continue its own journey. Whether it goes to heaven, it's not your problem. I've said the coin must have, like you look at this one, Omnist, or you see, you enter from support, you get out from support 1. Simple. Because here it is in the oversold. The coin has been oversold. You enter from this, you get out from this. If it breaks again, you come again, you keep moving. Once it hits resistance 3, leave the coin. Am I clear? Am I clear? The settings, I said it just changed to Fibonacci, only that. Tap on the settings and change to Fibonacci. I will explain others next week. Only that, nothing more. Then you press OK. This works so much on coins that are good volatile. Don't go and trade coins that are sleeping, that have sleeping sickness. Don't go and suffer with coins that are having sleepless sleep. This vet coin, it is going to give a 5%. More than even. You see what is happening here on Omnis? You see? You see how it is going? You take it is like a 2%. There's a 2% here. It's going to come and touch here. Have a nice day. Too much of anything is always bad. I will repeat this training again on Monday. Thank you so much for coming. I've taught a lot. I've taught a lot. If you have sent your money, take a screenshot. And I want to work on this project this weekend. Please contribute very fast. People with big money, please contribute. Reduce on the profits you have made. Send me a screenshot on that number. Send me a screenshot on that number. Let's work on this, get it done, and we move. Work on this, get it done. If you have sent me a screenshot. I'm going to make a broadcast, and I think I'll be getting the information more to you than anybody else. I may not drop the information onto the crypto ambassadors groups, because if someone who cannot contribute what they can, it's for their own benefit, because I'm also going to give in my time to get these informations and spend a lot of my time. So I believe we can work on this together. All right. The link for what? I don't have any link, guys. I don't have any link. I don't have any group where you are going to join. I think I'm very clear. I don't have any group where you're going to join. I don't want someone to say you are not adding me to the group. It will be a broadcast. And I will look at those numbers. I don't have any group. You mean the YouTube? The link for the YouTube, eh? Someone says, can you resend the email? Amanda Julius at promail.com. All right. See you on the next call. I'm dropping the email again. I just want to be sure that I know it by off head. I know it will come to my funding wallet. Amanda Julius at protonmail.com. Right. Kindly repost the addresses on the WhatsApp groups. There are people who don't attend training. I don't want to look like, I don't want to look like, but I don't know. But thank you so much. Send a screenshot and I'll add you to a broadcast. I wish you all the best. Enjoy this morning motivation from the fearless motivator. What's up? Okay, so enjoy this. All right, have a nice, amazing day.
Osho said the greatest fear in the world is the opinion of others. And the moment you're unafraid of the crowd, you are no longer a sheep. You become a lion. A great roar arises in your heart, the roar of freedom. Sheep have no freedom. The sheep live with fear and uncertainty every day. A sheep never leads, a lion never follows. A lion is in complete control of his or her life. The lion does not accept scraps and does not get told what to do or where to go. The lion goes about his business fearlessly and with extreme competence. You will never lead a lion to the slaughterhouse. They will lead you. The lion is the king of the jungle. And it's not because the lion is the biggest. It's not because the lion is the fastest. It's not because the lion is blessed with any great advantage over other animals. It's the mentality of the lion that makes the lion the king of the jungle. What is the lion mentality? Fearless courage. Bravery is a key trait of the lion. The lion will never surrender. The lion will never lie down and die, not even if surrounded by 10 hyenas. The fight is never over until it's over. Maybe you're not surrounded by hyenas. Maybe you're just buried by bills. Maybe you need to stand up for something you believe in that no one around you agrees with. Do not give up. Do not give in. Be fearless in going after what you really want in your life. Maybe you've been at it for years and nothing has worked yet. Maybe you're tired of hunting your goals and seeing no rewards. Do not give up. You must keep fighting. You have no guarantee of success if you keep going, but you do have possibility. There is a chance. The only guarantee comes with quitting, and that is the guarantee of missing out on the life you really want. Keep fighting for the life you must have. Regardless of the hyenas, no surrender. Certainty. The lion is certain. The lion never second guesses. When the lion goes in, it goes in 100%. There is nothing half-hearted about the lion. How great could your life be if you lived with the certainty of a lion? What if you just started believing in yourself and your own abilities? How far could you go with unbreakable self-belief? Who could you become if there was no doubt in you? If you trusted your intuition and just went for everything you want in life with the same ruthless certainty as a lion hunting its prey. You can't rely on other people to achieve the results you want in life. You're the only one responsible for your results. Take responsibility. Take ownership. Take action. Only you know what's best for you in your life. Only you know which path to take in each moment of your life. You must make those decisions with certainty. Freedom. The lion has freedom because the lion demands. The lion has freedom because he fights for freedom. His very nature says he will die for that freedom. Perhaps there's no more valuable asset on this earth than freedom. Something you could only understand if you've experienced a lack of it. In your own life, you must fight for freedom. Your own and that of others. The freedom to speak your mind. The freedom to be who you want to be. The freedom to live on your terms. Freedom means fairness for all. The freedom to be who you must be while allowing others to be who they're going to be. There is no greater value. Fight for your freedom. Protective. The lion is protective of everything of value. The family, the pack, dinner. If you threaten anything of value to the lion, you better be prepared to fight. What do you need to protect? What are you willing to fight for in life? Not physically, mentally, emotionally. What are you willing to sacrifice your time for? What or who keeps you going? What is your purpose? What or who gives your life meaning? That is worth fighting for. Competence. Lions are said to sleep around 20 hours a day. Still, they never go home. They get up and they get the job done. They earn their rest. They earn their success. They earn their freedom. There are great rewards for competence. In life, if you provide more value to others than anyone else, in a shorter space of time, you will be rewarded, and you will be rewarded well and often. It does not matter how long you work. It matters how good that work is. It doesn't matter how many hours you put in. It only matters how much value you've created. Develop yourself into a competent machine. Work on what matters in your life with laser focus, ruthless determination, and a burning desire to do everything to the very best of your ability. That builds pride and respect for yourself.
Money is flowing.
Albert Einstein once said, "We cannot solve our problems with the same thinking we used when we created them." The thinking, the beliefs, the mindset that got you here is not good enough to take you where you are capable of going. The thinking, the beliefs, the mindset that got you here is not good enough to take you to the next level of your life. If you want better in life, it is you who must be better. If you want better, your choices must be better. What you feed your mind must be better. If you want better physical and mental health, you will not get there feeding your body and mind with the same junk you have been feeding it. You must consume better to be better. It is not okay to stand still. You may have come a long way, but did not come this far to only come this far. Appreciate how far you've come, and then dig deep for the strength required to climb to the next peak. Dig deep in your soul, because you have not even come close to your potential. You want better, so commit to be better. You really have to commit to become a lifelong learner. A lifelong commitment to grow through learning and seeking higher levels of yourself. Learning from the great teachers, but also learning from yourself, your success and failures. Seeking the growth through self-awareness and self-development. Don't expect this to be easy. Einstein also said, great spirits have always encountered violent opposition from mediocre minds. There will be people in your corner bringing you down. Well-meaning people will encourage you to stay down for your safety. With good intentions, they will invite you to complain about your circumstances rather than take responsibility. Some might not agree with the changes you are making. If you want a better life, you must be better. And better never comes from excuses. Better never comes from blaming. Results always come from responsibility. So take that responsibility for every single thing involved with your life and start with your own mind. Transform and renew your mind. Revitalize your spirit with new big grand goals. Goals that will ensure that you will grow by moving forward. If you reach them or not, the prize is not the achievement. The prize is the growth that will come from pushing forward. The prize is the pride that will come from that growth. The prize is the pride that will come from that growth. condition it in. If I want better in life, I must be better. If I want better, my choices must be better. What I feed my mind must be better. I must consume better if I want to be better. If I want better in life, I must be better. If I want better, my choices must be better. What I feed my mind must be better. I must consume better if I want to be better.
The devil whispered, "You cannot withstand the storm." The warrior replied,
Have a nice day, guys.
"I am the storm."